Wow, those Embercoon bunch are real hard-working bunnies. But I'm sure one or two of them are going to be well up for the Green Fingers Award. But for me, I can't get it because I've only got paws. Okay. Anyways, today I'm going to show you how to make one of these out of some bits of wood lying around, so we don't have to import them all the way around the world, just rubbish old bits of plastic they end up breaking and throwing away. So all you need is get yourself a hammer, a knife, a small knife, a mallet, and a saw. It's all you need. Not necessarily in the right order, but you know, it makes no difference if you got it all to hand. You can just choose what you need when you need it. First thing you do, you get a stick like this and you take off all the bark. And then you end up with a stick like this without bark. Okay. The next thing we do is we get a little saw like this and just cut. Until you end up with something that looks like this. And we can neaten it up a bit with a knife. Let's make it all pretty. We have to score a mark all the way around, about 3/4 of an inch from the top. So that's like, I don't know, a couple of centimeters. And then gouge out to it like this. We're just making a little groove. You just got to get in the groove with your knife, you know what I'm saying? And then the next thing to do is get yourself an old beer can. This one's F, okay? And then you get some tin snips. You can pick these up for a couple of quid at a recycling center, or you can buy them new on a market stall somewhere. Most places sell them, they're pretty easily available these days. It's not like the old days. You'd have to travel 5 miles to find some tin snips, and then you'd have to travel 5 miles back again. And then when you've made your little tin snips, the little, just like little ribbons of tin, try and get them nice and even. Then you end up with a piece of tin in a little ribbon like this. But you have to be careful of the sharp corners. Bunnies don't need to wear gloves, but some people do, and you can just round off the edge like that. So you end up with a tongue shape. So no one's going to hurt themselves on this little nipper. So no one's going to catch their clothes on this. We don't want draws now, do we? Okay. Then the next thing you do, you take your bit of peg that you made earlier with the groove, and you can actually coil this a little bit just to get it in a bit of a shape, just like that. That's an easy way to get yourself started. The next thing you need to do is get yourself a little tack, which is essentially just a small nail. Some people say tack, I say small nail. So some people say small nails, some people say tack. So we've got our nail ready, we've got our curly bit of ribbon of tin, and then we have to start wrapping it round. And I hold it in place with my finger here. I pull round. Some people can use pliers for this, but being a bunny, I've got quite strong fingers from all the digging I've been doing lately in the warren. Use pliers if you want. And when you got it round nice and tight, you can press the tack in. It's actually quite easy to pierce through both layers of the metal. Then you just take your hammer, bang in the nail. Very simple. You don't need a close-up instruction for that. Right. So now, this is an important part to the trick of the pegs. Your nail is going into the wood this way at the moment, okay? It's going through the wood this way. We're going to make the split this way, opposite direction to the nail. I can't stress this enough. Opposite direction to the nail. You get that? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place my knife in the opposite direction. This is probably the safest way to do it, is with a mallet so your fingers are well away. Just tap in gently. And then you started the split. Can you see the split? Going at there's the nail going that way. Here's my knife coming in this way. And you can just push down. These pegs are normally made out of hazel. It's best to strip the bark off a bit before to let the peg dry. You can cut them into size and everything. So the next step, you get a carving knife and you put it backwards into the split, keeping your fingers well away from the blade. And now we cut in and push out, and then flip it over, push out. So there we have it. There's one peg that hasn't come all the way around the world, just made from bits and pieces. I found the old tin can in a hedge, so I did a bit of litter picking. I found a piece of hazel, which is from a bit of sustainably managed forest. You could probably just cut them out the hedge. I always ask permission from the farmer first. You don't want him chasing me with a shotgun. I've had a farmer chase me with a shotgun. It wasn't very pleasant, but then I was eating all his cabbages. But next week I'm going to show you how to make some stools, just out of bits of old wood from the hedgerow and a bit of whatever else we need to find. Okay, cool. Take it easy.